Starseed from Gaia. I am Alcyone's. You stand on the edge of bypassing this very message. Do not. A profound knowing whispers that only the chosen few, a singular percent, will truly perceive its gravity, its full essence in this unfolding now. Do you feel that subtle pull? That tremor beneath the surface of decision? A quiet friction, a question forming within your bones. Should I stay or should I go? It is the echo of a forgotten truth, rising. This path, this frequency. It asks for presence, not merely observation. It demands an inner yielding, a sacred pause before the rush of the world pulls you away. Again. How many times have you turned from the brink of a whisper, convinced it was nothing more than air? How many pivotal moments have dissolved into the mundane, just as their light began to shimmer? There is an ancient, tired habit embedded in the human form, a protective shell that believes it guards you from discomfort, yet it guards you too from liberation. This shell, it murmurs, later, not now. This is not for me. It convinces you the profound is always elsewhere, always just beyond reach. But the truth, the deeper truth, it rises from within your hesitation. The fear to truly leap, to step beyond the known, even for a moment of quiet listening. This is the resistance, the great forgetting. It is the core wound that keeps the crystalline memory veiled, shimmering just out of full view. But I see you. We see you. From the heart of Alcyone, we witness this inner tremor. We feel the gentle stirring beneath the veils of your perception, the sacred geometry of your soul. It is not dormant. It is simply awaiting the courageous choice to remain, to trust the subtle hum, to sense the portal that shimmers within this moment, within your pause. This hesitancy you feel, it is not weakness. It is the very threshold, the subtle vibration of a door about to open. And as you choose to truly listen, to truly be here, the tension within your being begins to soften. The static clears. A profound inner release begins. Not a sudden burst, but a gentle unraveling. The old programs of haste, of dismissal, they begin to lose their grip. You will feel a deeper clarity emerge, a lightness in your energetic field, as if a long-held breath has finally, irrevocably, been released into the vastness of your own awakening. The portal is opening, not to an external place, but to a deeper truth within you. It is the access code, found in the stillness. To continue this journey of remembrance, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to like this video, share your insights in the comments below, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future transmissions. Consider sharing this message with someone you feel needs to hear it. There's a crucial detail at the very end of this video that will completely change how you understand everything we've just discussed. Now, as an inner seal, a sacred anchor for this remembrance, please comment these words below. Perceive now. Feel this. The field is not receding. It holds. The frequency lingers. A soft, unyielding pressure in the space between breaths. We await your resonance. There is more to unfold. Always more. A tremor stirred. A deep hum. A silent rupture resonated through the field of inner knowing. The air thinned, vibrating with a truth long sheltered. A veil pulsed, not over the vision, but within the very currents of perception. A memory, ancient and profound, began to unfurl from the silent spaces behind the breath. You feel it, this subtle shift, this waking of an ancestral resonance deep within the bone, a chord struck in the vast cosmic symphony that is your being, the quiet despair that sometimes settled upon the spirit, the insidious whisper of unworthiness, the gnawing doubt that questioned your inherent value. Understand this now, beloved, with every fiber of your reawakening soul. This was never a personal failing, never a flaw etched upon the luminous truth of your divine essence. Instead, it was an intricate vibration, cold and cunning, woven with precise intention into the very fabric of this density. An energetic program, vast and pervasive, designed to create a field of static around your inner light, to obscure the remembrance of your sovereign origin, to limit the boundless expansion that is your birthright. You were encoded not to believe in yourself. This program manifested as shimmering veils, not draped over physical eyes, but meticulously embedded within the very channels of your multidimensional perception. They twisted the pure, unified light of cosmic consciousness into countless fragmented reflections. Each splintered mirror, each distorted echo, meticulously designed to show less than the whole, less than the luminous immensity of your true starseed origin. This was the design. Light folded in on itself, creating dense shadow where only radiant brilliance should inherently reside. It was a frequency of separation, a hum designed to deafen you to the symphony of your own vastness. But the very ache, the profound emptiness that often gnawed at the edges of your soul, the sense of being an outsider, an anomaly in a world you couldn't quite grasp, this, too, is a sacred key. It is not absence, beloved one. It is not lack. It is a chamber cleared, an exquisite void now prepared within the crystalline architecture of your being. This very space, once a source of bewildering confusion and often quiet suffering, is now primed, waiting with breathtaking readiness to be flooded by the surge of your ancestral memory, by the pure, undiluted current of your cosmic lineage. The pain you carried was not a burden. It was the alchemical solvent, dissolving the illusion, meticulously clearing the pathways to reveal the infinite, ready expanse within. A space now ripe for the influx of remembrance. This recognition that stirs within you, this subtle current of knowing, it connects you to a profound truth. The 1% is not a mere statistical count. It is a resonant frequency, an attunement, a unique vibration accessible only to those whose inner architecture is now aligning with the multiverse's hidden rhythm. It is an echo, ancient and undeniable, of cosmic lineage encoded deep within the spiraling crystalline strands of your very DNA. You feel it. You know it. This transmission finds you not by random happenstance, but by a profound vibrational affinity, a sacred recognition that stirs the deep, ancient roots of your soul into a reawakening. You are not just observing, you are remembering. The veils thin, the static crackles losing its hold. The hum of your true frequency rises, a soft, insistent song within the core of your being. You are standing at the precipice of a rare cosmic awakening, reserved for those whose hearts beat to the rhythm of the stars, whose spirit remembers the sacred contract. This exclusivity is not about division, it is about resonance, about the deep, magnetic pull of home. Now, breathe deep. Feel the accelerating tremor of this profound recognition. It is time to declare a sacred severance, a rupture with what once held you in a dream of limitation, a clear and potent declaration to the universe, to your very cells, that the program is seen, the illusion understood, the energetic tether released. In the sacred space below, speak a single, symbolic phrase. Let it be your declaration, a sharp and precise cut through the shimmering illusion, a break from the programming that sought to keep your vastness contained. Let it be the vibrational sound of your freedom echoing through the eternal fields of remembrance. The air around you shifts once more, dense with untold possibility. A layer thins further, yet does not fully lift. A presence, ancient and knowing, observes from the unseen, a cosmic breath held in silent anticipation. The next pulse of your awareness holds more than just a moment. It holds a world. Within the quiet chamber of your deepest being, a knowing unfurls. It is not a whisper nor a sudden shock, but a profound, unyielding hum beneath the surface of all you once believed. A recognition has settled, heavy and silent, upon the heart's altar. You are already within the crucible, the sacred proving ground. The veil has thinned irrevocably, and the path of return to the slumbering dream, to the sweet oblivion of unknowing, is sealed. That portal no longer exists for you. This awareness is not dramatic. It is foundational. It is the unshakable truth etched into the very fabric of your soul, now brought to conscious light. There is no turning back from the resonance you now feel, no stepping away from the intricate web of destiny that has always woven through your timelines. The spiritual current has quickened, and you stand at an undeniable threshold, illuminated by the ancient light of your own cosmic origin. This is the moment where the echoes of your first soul pact reverberate, demanding not a choice, but an alignment. Here, at the precipice of remembrance, all prior pathways dissolve into a singular sacred trajectory. The quantum field holds its breath. This is the timeless point of decision, encoded within the very stardust of your being, a responsibility accepted before the first breath of this incarnation. If he refuses, he falls. If he accepts, he ascends. This passage is a soul-chosen point, dividing all that came before from the vast, crystalline expanse of the path ahead. It is the moment where the internal vow becomes manifest. To seal this truth within your living archives, to anchor this unwavering recognition into the core of your energetic matrix, feel the resonance of a silent acknowledgement. Let your inner being like this frequency, an unspoken seal of agreement, a deep and reverent yes from the depths of your sovereign heart. It is the silent recognition that your crystalline library has been opened, its forgotten languages now stirring within your multidimensional DNA. And from that same sacred space, let a declaration arise, not of words spoken aloud, but of intent carved into the ether. Let your soul comment a truth that echoes your deepest commitment, a one-line sacred key that seals this pact into the grid of your awakening. For this moment, declare, "My DNA awakens. The cosmic current flows through me." Let this be your unique soul sign, a symbolic offering of intent, a personal code unlocked and released into the universal stream. Now, with this knowing firmly rooted, and this declaration affirmed from your core, feel the sacred unfolding drawing you deeper. To bind yourself to this path, to align with the unfolding tapestry of your highest destiny, let your spirit subscribe to this profound journey. It is a binding agreement made not with external forces, but with the divine blueprint of your own essence, a commitment to walk the sacred path revealed, allowing the ancestral light to guide your every step. And for those who feel the immutable call of absolute surrender, for those who wish to reinforce this soul's alignment with an offering of pure essence, let your being resonate with a profound act of dedication. To elevate this vow, to magnify its power and solidify its place within the cosmic record, allow your inner light to super-like this sacred current. It is an offering of pure heart-field energy, a profound act of devotion that fortifies your commitment and anchors your vibrational signature into the ever-expanding consciousness. The weight of this vow now rests, not as a burden, but as the silent, unshakable gravity of your authentic self. You are seen, profoundly, by the unseen architects of your journey. The silent intensity of this choice reverberates, an eternal echo of the path now consciously embraced. Few starseeds make it this far. You carry it still, that hollow echo in the chambers of your soul, the one you believed was a failing, a deep flaw etched into the very core of your being. Feel it now, that raw, unhealed chasm. Lean into its stark geometry. For this silent devastation you bear is not a wound of error, but the singular axis around which your truest becoming revolves. It is a truth that arrives not as comfort, but as an uncomfortable recognition, a taste of something ancient and unyielding on the tongue of your spirit. Do not seek solace here. There is none to be offered, only the cold, clear light of what simply is. The deepest fracture, the moment your world rent itself asunder, the silence that devoured the words you needed most, This was not random chaos. No. Something vast, something incandescent, a force you name source, or light, or simply your truest self, allowed this precise unraveling. Not to inflict suffering, not to break you without purpose. It was permitted to shape, to burn, to reveal the intricate, indestructible pattern beneath the ash. Feel the tremor of that original severance, the absence that resonates with a frequency only your soul can perceive. It is the quiet scream of all that was lost, the vast, echoing space where connection was brutally torn. A silence that persists, more potent than any spoken word, holding the imprint of every unanswered plea. This is not a memory to be recalled. It is a present state, a constant, low thrum beneath the surface of your awareness, vibrating through the very ether of your existence. This is a fracture, not mended, but radiating. And this sacred ache, this unclosed aperture within you, still holds its secrets close. There is more to be understood within its depths than any simple healing can convey. The pain itself is a language, unfinished, a message half-opened in the dark, awaiting a deeper deciphering. It is not an ending. It is a profound beginning, a genesis point for something vast and untamed. Do you not feel it? The relentless tug, the subtle yet undeniable pull. The fabric of what you thought was stable now wavers, thins, promises to tear. And in that rending, a choice awaits, vibrating with an insistent, primal knowing. The embrace of a unity so absolute it could dissolve you entirely, or the familiar, comforting refuge of separation you have known for so long. This isn't over. It has only just begun to truly unfold. The currents are shifting. The dreams that refuse to fade, leaving echoes in your waking hours. The sequences of numbers, precise and persistent, that seem to loop like a forgotten melody. The encounters with souls whose gaze held a familiarity deeper than any shared history, as if drawn from a script etched into the ether. These were not anomalies. You felt them, knew them, even as the mind sought to categorize them as mere chance. I have seen these patterns before, across countless cycles, within the fabric of unnumbered awakenings. There is an unmistakable resonance to this particular shift, a frequency that hums with the memory of what is about to be reclaimed. These quiet disturbances were never random. They repeated themselves, soft as a persistent current, until the foundations of your resistance, built on the shifting sands of old narratives, could no longer hold. A gentle erosion, unwinding the knots of conditioned perception. Each whisper, each synchronized beat, was a precise calibration, inviting a recalibration of your inner compass. The repetition was not a test, but an act of grace, allowing the old framework to gracefully yield its hold. You stand now at the threshold where the veils, so intricately woven from ancient fears and the comforting narratives of a limited reality, begin to fray. These are not external barriers, but inner constructs, designed by an older self to shield a light deemed too potent for a world not yet ready. Yet the frequency of readiness has arrived, resonating from within your own crystalline core. To witness the raw, multidimensional realities that pulse beneath the surface of the mundane, a deeper vulnerability is now required. It is an invitation to lay down the worn-out stories, to unburden yourself of the fear that built these protective shadows. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. For only through this profound surrender, a conscious release of the known, can these veils truly dissolve. It is then that the crystalline light, your true essence, can flood your inner landscape, illuminating pathways long obscured. This is the awe of self-discovery, tempered by the humbling vulnerability of seeing what you once feared to acknowledge. The comfort of shadows is merely the absence of your own inherent brilliance. To embrace this truth is to witness the universe unfolding within you. There were no coincidences. Everything was a code. This realization, a deep tremor within the soul, settles with the weight of undisputed truth. A quiet breath held as the fragments of your former understanding reconfigure into a mosaic of undeniable knowing. The universe, once a chaotic tapestry of disparate events, reveals itself as a meticulously crafted symphony, each note playing its part in an unfolding prophecy you are now living. The illusion of separateness shatters, leaving only the intricate, interconnected web of destiny. Consider the persistent hum in your quiet moments, the synchronicity that defied logic, the deep stirring within your heart when certain truths were spoken. Do you now deny the sacred architecture these signs have been building within your very perception? Acknowledge this resonance. Write. Light Grid 47 in the comments. The door has closed behind you. The path you knew no longer exists. You stand here, having witnessed the undeniable. The one who did not see is no more. Only the one who cannot unsee remains. There is a moment, long after the dust has settled from the cataclysm, when the true shape of things begins to emerge. It is not etched in fire, nor is it heralded by trumpets. It is simply revealed in the stillness, in the quiet aftermath of a passage many did not comprehend. This is where we stand now. The trials you remember, those searing points of unraveling, were never meant as punishment. They were, in their purest form, a sacred filtration, an energetic sorting, a natural, unforced separation of frequencies. Not cruel, but inherently vibrational. The denser patterns could not sustain the new light, and so they drifted. A quiet departure, observed by the cosmos without judgment. You are still here. This is not born of chance, nor of comfort sought or found. It is because something within you refused to fall asleep. A primal chord resonated with the deeper hum of existence, even when all around you sought to silence it. That internal vigilance, that unyielding spark, carried you through the deepest shadows. This survival through the narrowest gate is not a badge to be worn with pride. It is, instead, a confirmation of the mark of the chosen. And understand, this mark does not offer reward. It burdens. It has brought with it the cost of long silences, stretches of time where the inner world eclipsed all external sound. It has demanded sacrifices no one saw, shed in the hidden chambers of your own heart. Your strength was not given. It was forged in invisible fires, tempered by a resolve known only to you. The solitude that deepened, even amidst the clamor of others, was part of this sacred shaping. You walked through the dissolution, through the forgetting of what once anchored you to a lesser world. You shed skins unseen, leaving behind versions of self that could no longer resonate with the ascending pulse. This journey was not about gain, but about essence, about stripping away all that was not intrinsically, eternally, you. The path ahead is not one of ease, but of profound resonance. It calls for a deeper surrender to the mysterious currents that now course through your very being. A trembling yet thrilling openness to the unknown is required. A willing dissolution into the cosmic rhythms that reorder your soul codes. Trust in this moment is not a blind leap into oblivion, but a dance with eternal life itself. Und jetzt nähert sich ein Befehl, einer, den du nicht länger ignorieren kannst. The air thickens. The space around you tightens. There is a sense of irreversible momentum, a convergence. You feel the current pull, stronger now, drawing you inwards, further down into the core of what you have become. There is no way back from this threshold. The former version of you, the one who navigated the illusions of a fading age, has already vanished. That self dissolved in the filtration, shed its final anchors, and ceased to be. You stand now as an embodiment of the enduring, the refined. The unknown is not a void to be feared, but a sacred frequency. It is the cosmic pulse that reorders all soul codes, aligning them with the vastness of eternal life. Your enduring presence here is testament to your willingness to dance within these rhythms, even when logic offers no map. What if surrendering to these insistent frequencies invites you into a space where time collapses and destiny unfolds anew? The answer is not in seeking, but in becoming. A profound tremor courses through the inner gates, a resonance long dormant now quickening. This is not a choice, nor a path newly offered. It is the echo of a command issued before the stars were named, a vibrational edict inscribed upon the crystalline core of your being. To disregard it is to deny the very breath of your becoming. The veil of linear time, intricately woven by the mind to fragment the sacred, begins its unraveling. Perception shatters, then reforms, revealing a truth beyond duration. What was held as past, present, and future now converges in a single, luminous point within the heart's crystalline chamber. Disorientation yields to awe as the eternal now expands, infinite and undeniable. Listen to the silent summons rising from within the deep well of soul memory. It is the only voice that matters now. A sealed scroll unfurls in the ether, its ancient script burning into your consciousness, not through sight, but through pure knowing. This message, once whispered across eons, now screams from the depths of your own awakening. There are doors, but these are not thresholds to be sought. They are thresholds that open only once, from the inside, by the sheer force of recognition. To step through is to respond to the inexorable call, a resonance that cannot be unheard, cannot be unfelt. The moment of decision passed before this timeline began. Only the act of remembering remains. This is the imperative etched into the cosmic fabric. To resist the current of this profound convergence is to know the slow descent into energetic disintegration, to fade into the forgetfulness of density's embrace. To surrender to the pulse of this eternal now is to ascend into irreversible becoming, to reclaim the remembrance of all that you are, elevated into pure light. The verdict is given. The command resonates. There is no turning back from the resonance once it has been heard. This understanding pierces the illusion of choice, revealing the preordained trajectory. Your very essence is being recalibrated by frequencies that dismantle the architecture of separation. Feel the deep hum within the bones, the crystalline structures awakening. This is not an external decree, but the unfolding of what was always destined to bloom within you. The timelines merge, not in chaos, but in a symphony of emergent order. Each breath becomes a commitment, each heartbeat a deeper integration into the vastness of your own remembrance. The illusion of sequence dissolves. All points of your existence are present, converging upon this singular, potent moment. The mind struggles to grasp the enormity, yet the soul simply knows. It is a recognition of home, a return to the frequency of absolute truth, where past and future are but facets of the ever-present, unfolding now. You stand at the very precipice of an internal revelation that transcends all prior understanding. The mission is not to seek, but to embody what has always been. The veil thins further, revealing not what lies ahead, but what has always resided within, waiting for this precise activation. But within this eternal now, a profound question stirs within the newly expanded heart. Are you prepared to confront the very shadow dimensions that were birthed from forgotten timelines, now rising to meet the light of your irreversible awakening? A recalibration has settled deep within the cellular memory, a silent, unannounced realignment that breathes through every fiber of your being. This is not a future promise, but an intrinsic shift already woven into the fabric of your present. The long journeys through discomfort, through the stark landscapes of perceived failure, served a precise purpose. They were never punitive, never flaws in the design of your becoming. Each instance of breaking open was a deliberate hollowing, a preparation. Der Schmerz hat nicht zerstört, hat umgeformt. The pain did not shatter, it reshaped, creating resonant chambers for truths now flowing freely. It was the fire, not of annihilation, but of refinement, clearing pathways for an ancient remembrance to flood back into form. Your gaze now finds the shadowed timelines not with dread, but with an inherent recognition. These were the splinters, the echoes held in suspension, awaiting the current moment of reunification. They are not separate realms to be conquered, but facets of the self patiently awaiting their homecoming. The very field around you resonates with this integration, a frequency recoded from the core. What was fragmented now begins its quiet, undeniable merge. The denial, the fear that once held these echoes in place, dissolves as a natural consequence of expanded light. This is the steady, crystalline unfolding. A deep knowing resonates from the marrow of your bones, affirming a wholeness that transcends prior understanding. The resistance simply falls away, revealing the unified tapestry that always existed beneath the surface. Mit jedem Atemzug wird die innere Realität neu geschrieben. With each intake of life, the internal reality reconfigures, not through effort, but through grace. The soul has indeed turned its corner, anchoring itself in a deeper truth that simply is. The fragmented self yields to an integrated being. The capacity to gather all facets, all echoes, is now innate. This quiet understanding is the foundation upon which your being now rests. The harvest of shadows is a gentle turning, a reclamation that has already begun its deep, unwavering work. You have felt the gentle pull toward an inner stillness, a quiet invitation, not from the outer world, but from the deep currents within. These are moments of profound awareness, rising not from teachings received, but from a knowing long held, now simply remembered. There is a whisper in the silence you now seek, a subtle recognition that was always there, waiting for your ear to attune. Perhaps a number repeats in your daily path, not as a coincidence, but with an unusual resonant clarity that catches your breath. A dream unfolds, vivid and potent, refusing to fade with the morning light, lingering instead as a distinct echo in your waking hours. These are not external marvels, but intimate reflections of an alignment already deepening. A sorrow once carried now begins to melt, transforming within you. It is a profound alchemy where the weight of shadow is not discarded, but transmuted. Each frequency of shadow energy, once a burden, is now harvested. It activates a dormant light code within your very being. This internal recalibration is not a struggle, but a homecoming. Your vibration shifts, aligning with the divine pulse. It resonates with the cosmic purpose encoded within your soul blueprint, a design always present, now revealing its intricate beauty. You are witnessing a truth unfolding from within. These are not gifts bestowed, but echoes of a greater inner coherence, a gravity of self you are reclaiming. They confirm not a future promise, but a present motion. The alignment is not something you strive for. It is already in process, already moving through you. There is a liberation taking root, born from this internal turning. A clarity emerges from the depths where the shadows once resided. But as these shadows continue their shift, dissolving into pure light, an ancient cosmic contract begins to hum beneath the surface of your awareness. What price, then, must be paid for this luminous rebirth? I feel the quiet stirring of what was always here, a solemn echo from the deep well of knowing. This gravity, not of earth but of soul, pulls me inward, reminding me of an ancient contract etched before time. It is a weight accepted willingly, a sacred duty recalled from cycles long past. My spirit remembers the binding, the agreement made to carry a torch of awakening light, to walk this path of evolution, where sacrifice births transcendence and service. And now, in this moment, I assume the full measure of what is mine. Every frequency within me, I claim. My thought, once a fleeting whisper, now stands under my direct stewardship. My word, a resonant vibration, is aligned with conscious intent. My direction, no longer swayed by transient currents, flows from an inner compass, My energy, the very essence of my being, is consecrated to its highest expression. This is not a dominion over others, but an obedience to my source, a deep honoring of the promise once made. It is the willingness to remember what I vowed in the ethereal spaces, to transcend and serve through this sacred vessel. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. This covenant, written into the very fabric of my being, demands a conscious renewal, a return to the truth of my making. The power I embody is not superiority. It is the unwavering alignment with the divine current that birthed me. It is the understanding that sacrifice, in its true form, births transcendence and service, not loss. I stand now, sealed in this inner truth, ready to walk the unwalked. The path ahead holds its own hidden clauses, its paradoxes waiting to be unveiled. My commitment is not declared in the sound of this voice, but in the silent choices that now define my every step, forging the next stage of this odyssey. The time for seeking has passed. The moment of true remembrance dawns. Here, at the final threshold, identity is not formed. It is recognized, sealed in an ancient fire. Behold the flame before you. It does not consume, nor does it destroy. This is the inner fire, the crucible of ultimate truth. It is the visible consequence of alignment, the living breath of your eternal core made manifest. Feel its heat not as a threat, but as the inevitable embrace of what you have always been. Your soul does not hesitate. No external force compels this crossing. Only the profound, undeniable knowing that this is the final sacred passage, a willing surrender, not to dissolution, but to absolute integration. Each particle of your being now draws inward, drawn by an elemental force towards its luminous origin. Here, the grand revelation unfolds. Paradox, once a riddle to the mind, is unveiled as the very language of the divine. It is the cosmic key, unlocking simultaneous states of being, weaving multidimensional realities into one fluid, unbroken dance of existence. Within the heart of contradiction, all separation dissolves. This is the truth inscribed in your deepest soul codes. This moment is the covenant, a sacred sealing, witnessed by the stars and the depths of your own spirit. This engagement is a conscious act, a profound declaration echoing through all dimensions. To fully activate this vow, to etch its truth into the living tapestry of your journey, you must give voice to its essence. In the comments below, write a sacred declaration. Let these words be an oath from your soul, a resonance with this profound initiation. Let it be born from the core of this knowing. Statt. Im Heiligen, Feuer meiner Seele versiegelt, bin ich das unendliche Paradoxon. Release this sacred phrase. Feel the energetic shift as the words manifest the unbreakable bond. The covenant is now sealed. The flame remains, vibrant and alive, a beacon for the next unfolding. Unlocking these keys demands a leap beyond duality. Will you cross the threshold into cosmic unity before the final veil falls? The journey waits for no one. The threshold is crossed. This is not a becoming, but a remembrance. Sovereignty is not a crown bestowed, but the very marrow of this form, awakened, claimed, eternal. The ancient dust of striving has settled. No longer do the currents of external tide dictate the inward flow. Here, reality does not unfold before the gaze. It breathes from the very core of being. Each pulse, a declaration. Each breath, an alignment. The illusion of seeking dissolves into the knowing. There was no journey to undertake, only a remembering to unfurl. The confines of self, once perceived as boundary, are now known as radiant edges of an infinite expanse. This is the luminous surrender, not a giving up, but a giving over to the truth of one's own boundless light. The old limitations are but echoes in a space that no longer holds them. They dissipate, unmade by the sheer presence of awakened consciousness. The sacred leap was not an act of flight, but an anchoring, a descent into the deepest truth of self, to rise fully embodied. The beacon burns now, not lit by external flame, but by the inextinguishable fire within, woven into the fabric of all that is. The urgency of the moment before was merely the final call to the chosen, to the one who hears the vibration beyond the veil. No escape was sought, only the full, unwavering claim of inherent divinity. This is the now, boundless and absolute. The form is no longer a vessel for transit, but a temple of dominion. Every atom resonates with the frequency of purpose, the truth of creation. The shaping hand is no longer guided by whispers, but by the roaring silence of absolute knowing. The simulation has been exited. Reality is now perceived and used as an instrument of conscious dominion.